In 1802, Thomas Jefferson received a gift so big, it took an ox-drawn cart to deliver it. This is the story of the most patriotic cheese in American history, the Great Cheese Gift.
Imagine being president. You're sitting in the White House. You've just survived a brutal election. You're trying to build a new country. And someone shows up with a 1,200-pound wheel of cheese.
Not metaphorical cheese, actual dairy-based cow-sourced cheese.
Delivered by oxen, 120 miles over snow, mud, and bad roads, all the way from Massachusetts to D.C. That's not just cheese, that's a message.
Sounds yummy. Today on Time Tellers, we unwrap the delicious, ridiculous, and surprisingly political story of the Great Cheese Gift. How one town tried to define America with courage and conviction.
Let's go to 1801. The town of Cheshire, Massachusetts, is full of pious, patriotic Baptists, and they're thrilled about one thing. Thomas Jefferson is the new president.
Now, this is interesting because Jefferson's election was messy. Messy. He tied with Aaron Burr. Yes, that Aaron Burr. Congress had to break the tie. A lot of Federalists thought he was dangerous.
But the people of Cheshire, they loved him, especially because he supported religious freedom, like actual separation of church and state.
That was huge for Baptists, who were often marginalized in New England, where congregationalism still ruled. Jefferson's Virginia statute for religious freedom, that was gospel to them.
So they wanted to say thank you, but not with a letter or flowers. No, they decided to send the biggest, most righteous cheese anyone had ever seen.
A cheese that would represent faith, liberty, and lactose.
This wasn't just a cheese. This was a project led by a Baptist preacher named John Leland, who, by the way, had preached in his underwear once to protest government interference in religion.
That's the kind of guy you want making cheese for a president.
Leland calls on the women of Cheshire, bring your milk, but not just any milk. Only milk from cows owned by Republicans. No Federalist cows allowed.
That's not a joke. This cheese was partisan.
It took the milk of 900 cows in one massive copper press. They made a wheel over 4 feet diameter and more than 15 inches thick.
It weighed somewhere between 1,235 and 1,400 pounds. Accounts vary. But whatever the number, it was the largest cheese anyone in America had ever seen. But did Ripley's say it was? Sorry.
Ripley's wasn't a thing yet.
I know.
And neither was Guinness World Records or whatever. Because that didn't start till like the late 1800s. Right?
Yeah, you're right.
And once it was done, they carved a slogan into the rind, "Rebellion to tyrants is obedience to God."
Hardcore.
That's some hot cheese. So now they've got this symbolic cheese wheel, and they've got to get it to the White House, which, by the way, Jefferson had just moved into.
No trains, no refrigeration, no nice roads. They loaded it up onto a sleigh, pulled by oxen, and set off in midwinter.
It traveled over 500 miles. Crowds came out just to watch it go by. Preachers gave sermons about it. Newspapers wrote about it.
People waved flags, played music, called it the Republican cheese. It was basically a political campaign on wheels.
But I thought it was a sleigh, so what did that have?
Right? Wait a second.
Scandal.
Wheels because it's moving? Yeah.
I don't know. When it finally arrived in Washington in January 1802, it was rolled, literally rolled, into the White House.
So here's where it gets deep. This cheese wasn't just a thank you gift. It was a statement. A physical declaration of Jeffersonian values.
Religious freedom, rural virtue, anti-elitism. This was a cheese from the people, for the people, given to a president who rejected aristocracy.
Except that he was a southern plantation slave owner.
Now, you know they wouldn't have to have all their facts to believe what they want.
Okay. He was the elite. Okay. And Jefferson loved it. He didn't eat it all for himself. He shared it at public events. He made sure everyone saw it, which we learn about in the West Wing.
Even if, behind the scenes, he probably wondered, how long is this thing going to last before it gets funky?
Spoiler, a long time.
Reports say that Jefferson served the cheese at receptions for over a year, possibly up to 2 years.
There are letters from guests describing the cheese as still on display and still edible, which is both impressive and terrifying.
Slightly. Eventually, it was eaten, discarded, or quietly buried. No one knows for sure.
Imagine digging that up later. Anyways, sorry.
I'm sure they got some in some freezer still.
But the legend lived on. In fact, Andrew Jackson received his own giant wheel of cheese decades later, 1,400 pounds again, and put it in the White House foyer. Oh, that's who they talk about, is Jackson in the West Wing. That's so funny. They forgot about Jefferson. They talk about Jackson, probably because Jefferson's such a controversial. And the West Wing, Aaron Sorkin didn't want to bring that up. Anyway, sorry, I digress.
He let the public come eat it. It took days to get through, and the smell, unforgettable.
Which weirdly inspired Big Block of Cheese Day in the West Wing. Thank you, Aaron Sorkin.
No, seriously, President Bartlett's staff sets aside time for random citizens to pitch ideas, just like the cheese was a gift from regular people.
So why does this story still matter?
Because it shows how everyday people tried to shape their new government, not with protests, but with curdled dairy and conviction.
This wasn't just cheese. It was democracy in wheel form. Homemade, unapologetically symbolic, and really, really heavy.
That's heavy.
Really.
Yeah. It captured a moment where people believed that values could be baked into gifts, that freedom had a flavor, and that leadership meant listening.
Next time you hear about campaign buttons or bumper stickers, remember, America once sent a 1,200-pound cheese wheel to the White House.
And it wasn't a stunt, it was a statement. A rural community saying, we believe in this country, we believe in this president, and we believe in cheese.
Long live the cheese.
Hail to the cheese.
Thanks for joining us.
Cheeses saves.
On Time Tellers. What's the weirdest political gift you'd give today?
A nice airplane. Because I'm still thinking about sending a wheel of vegan brie to Congress.
Don't waste the brie on Congress. Send it to me.
Brie is horrible.
Well, see you guys next time. Or you'll hear us next time.
It's not like it's a good cheddar.
Ew. Oh my.
Car Valley 15-year age cheddar.
Enjoy your cheese,
from their
folks.
cave. Let's go to Wisconsin and pick up some cheese.
No, thank you. Bye.
Let's go.